All right, live in the chat. If anybody can hear me, let me know. All right, John. Hey, buddy, how are you? John can hear me. Yes, sir. It has been a minute. Hi, Alex. Welcome. I don't know, John. I mean, what is there to say? Everything's good. Everything's not. I heard somebody said one time, the horrors persist, as do I, and that's kind of how it is. You just roll with the punches. But yeah, I got a couple new pictures I want to go over tonight. And it's not going to be a long show, I promise you that. But we're going to go over last week's video, and I got a new picture that a viewer sent to me that is pretty wild. So we'll give everybody a few more minutes to pile in here and see who's coming. I decided to venture off of the old style of music because I was using the same track for, like, I don't know, like a year, maybe more. I decided to venture off, and I think since then, three of our lives have been demonetized due to copyright infringement. And I'm like, it says on the video that it's non-copyright, but you can't trust that either. So that somehow they've got like an AI bot that listens and picks out any little thing that you use. Yeah, so I work my day job. I work on Saturdays, and that's by choice. I'm not forced to work Saturdays, so I can't really complain. I like taking Mondays off. You know, I all the drama in the world happens on a Monday, and I like to just kind of come in after the smoke clears. And I'm like, all right, let's get this rolling. All right, let's see what there is to see, because I'm not sure. Let's see if I got a response from Kathy. I'm not sure who's coming. I don't want to lose the interest of the fine 6 people that have showed up, so. Kathy Westerman commented. She said I might be late tonight. Yeah, so she's telling the truth. Oh, Billy Rob's here. Billy Rob's in the house. Billy Rob, I got a bone to pick with you. Did you say that you hate cats? And if I'm correct, what the hell's that about? Sure. I mean, there wouldn't have been a show if you hadn't have showed up when you did, so. You had a cat that hated you. Well, you probably had it coming. That cat knew you were an ignoramus from the start. Hey, from New Zealand. Space Ice. Cool name. Welcome from New Zealand. My, well, I call her Q, my soulmate, my fiance. She was born in New Zealand. I love both, Billy Rob. I do. I love cats and dogs. Dogs are more high maintenance, you know. Cats are low maintenance. I guess I'm a low maintenance kind of guy. I'm lazy. Nice. Okay, Catherine Norris. Thank you for joining us. What is it like? 1 a.m. there? It's got to be pretty late, huh? Kathy says she's gonna join, but she's gonna 11 a.m. Is that how it goes? Jeez. Okay. I get so messed up with time zones because they said Q was just in Italy and she was 6 hours ahead of me. So I guess you're that far that it's the other way around. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know time zones. But either way, welcome. John just moved to Washington State, so what is it, like 3 p.m. or something there? Well, you want to see a Bigfoot? That's where you go though. Oh, Saturday morning. Okay, so you're that far ahead. That's nuts. What is that like? 17 hours or something like that? Yeah, 15 hours. So this picture, unfortunately, is not translating as well as I would hope. But the creature is right here, the face anyway. And unfortunately, like I said, it looks a lot better in person. But basically, yeah, this is a Sasquatch reanimated on IG, and he's got a big face caught right here. Look a little better that way. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's what, 3 hours behind. Yeah, I mean between Oregon, Washington, and just honestly straight on up that west coast, like Alberta, Canada. That's supposed to be pretty much the central hub. But then, you can't count out states like Texas and Florida, um, some parts of California, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio. I mean, every state you go to, there's Bigfoot somewhere. Yeah, I thought. Did you watch the video? I called the baby because I think there is a baby right here. This sort of round, bulbous head here. I didn't want to dive too deep into it and take away from the main character, which is this guy. But yeah, I definitely agree that there's a juvenile right here. I feel like this camera is too close, but this is the same setup I'm on every week, so. Yeah, but see, you can see it clearly here. This creature almost seems to be looking down at this creature. All right, John, I'm going to ask a stupid question. I don't know. Is Alberta in British Columbia, or are those two separate things? Yeah, it is a cool photo. Please hop over if you're on IG. I don't think he's anywhere else other than IG. So check out Sasquatch underscore reanimated, and he's got some pretty cool stuff. I'm going to show you one more of his in just a minute. It's not as cool as this one, but it's definitely interesting. These pictures were all in our latest video, but I wanted to go over them live, and then I have one bonus picture at the end of this video that you guys are going to love if you're here for the end of it. And if any of you guys are, hip to our videos, Space Ice 76, Catherine Norris, we we display her pictures. Honestly, I don't want to say every video, but it does seem like more often than not. They're two separate areas. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm not sure. I never lived in Canada, but I know that there's a lot of action in the Alberta area. And I think our buddy JT from Sasquatch Confessions, I think he's from British Columbia, and he's got some slam dunk pictures. I mean, there's just no way, to discredit some of the stuff that's coming out, recently. Okay, here's a weird one, right? This is strange. And honestly, this one comes out very well. What you see is what you get. You've got what I'm seeing is an eye here, little nose structure here, which kind of juts out on the face right here. And then you've got red lips, kind of pink lips here. And oh man, if you guys could see the real shot, I suggest you go check it out. Can you see the pupils right there? See how there's this dark discoloration that's around the eyeball, and then here's the eyeball, but the pupil is right there. You can see it over here too. Now, here's the thing. What is this creature? I don't know. I mean, it looks like it has a body, but the body is like, it's like in the shape of a fat squirrel, I don't know what's going on here, but the face is hard to deny. I mean, like I said, when you can see pupils or nostrils, look at that. It looks like a cat's eye, sort of. This one's Kathy Westerman. Keep in mind that she takes most of her pictures on a thermal cam. So as you get in here, you can definitely make out the eyeballs and the pupils. It looks better backed out, frankly, as you can see the eyeballs right here, 1 and 2, and then the nose is right here. You know, little mouth down there. Kind of looks like it wants to have a cone-shaped head, maybe here. Although, as we're starting to learn, the cone shape is not a deal breaker. Another one here, Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman with the thermal cam. Got this guy, almost a little creepy. Got eyeball there, big nostrils, big old nostrils right there, and its mouth is open. See the open mouth here? I mean, that's it's undeniable, right? And I have a theory about the open mouth thing because I see it in a lot of pictures. I wonder if it's to keep its breathing quiet. Because you know how, like, if you want to stay real quiet, you mouth breathe? Because you can open your mouth wide and there's no restriction for the air, it just comes out quietly. I think he's trying to hide. This picture is funny. Somebody was trying to kind of masquerade this as being real, but I mean, this is pretty obviously a pair of cutouts. Those plywood cutouts. They all use the same design, like somebody has a stencil somewhere. Oh, it's really happy, huh? Yeah, John, if I ever get up that way, I'm gonna look up JT and ask him to take us out walking one day. So Again, we did this one in the video the other day. I mean, is anyone else seeing pant leg right here? See all these wrinkles? The big wrinkles, or the knee bends. There's a wrinkle there, wrinkle there. It just looks like a pant leg to me. And frankly, I wouldn't know if it looked real even without that discrepancy. Yeah, so nothing about this says Bigfoot to me. It's just this weird, like, face with a shadow. Maybe a guy wearing some sort of big jacket. Sorry. And I said in the video that it looked familiar. I thought maybe it was from Boggy Creek, the creature of Boggy Creek or whatever it is, the folk monster from that movie. I'm not 100% on that, but it looks familiar. I didn't go research. It just reminds me of that, like I've seen that before. Ew, this music is getting happier and happier as we go. Let's see if I can find a little something else real quick. Let's try something else. I think anything is going to be better than that other music. That was driving me crazy. Okay, so this is another one of those pictures that doesn't come up as well. It's not interpreted very well. However, I have some questions. This creature here, I don't know, the legs just don't move me. Something's going on there. I can't quite pinpoint what it is. They just, I don't know, they look a little small. Like, why is the groin so low? I guess the legs could be like tucked together, like kind of crisscross or something. I don't know, man. Something doesn't work for me here. But the deer, and again, this shot could have been taken like a second before the deer like shot off. But this deer, he just seems chill. There's like a Bigfoot over here. There's us on this side, like taking a picture of him. But he's just like chilling there, you know? Didn't quite add up for me. I think I made this announcement already on the last video, but I'm going to make it again. Our live shows will be reduced to once per month. So to any regulars that stop by, like, you know, every other Friday, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna take that down to one Friday a month. So consider this to be April. Tommy boy, what's up, buddy? Did you get anything good? Don't worry, you're not missing too much. It's kind of a slow night. Ah, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't know anything about Lent, buddy. Is that where you got to give up something? Only thing I'm trying to give up is sugar. Trying to have less of it, you know? That's not for Lent, though. That's for diabetes. Interesting. So, fish isn't meat? What's that? Sorry. Sorry, I'm asking stupid questions, but I'm just like, I'm confused. Here's a off the wall question, since we're doing this. Is Lent Catholicism? Because I don't, again, I don't know much about it. I'm genuinely asking. Okay, Catholic tradition. There you go. All right, I kind of thought so. Wasn't sure. No pork, no chicken, no beef. But that's not so bad though. You know, it's only Friday, right? You can, as long as you can get a burger on a Monday. Of course, now that you say fried fish, that does sound pretty good. I love tartar sauce. There you go. There's a J Mac confession for you. I love tartar sauce. And the only thing it's good on is fried fish. Oh, no, 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 no. I take that back. That's not fried seafood. Shrimp, uh, you know, clams, for all fried though. It's got to be fried. I thought this was going to be cool music, but it's shitty. It's not as shitty as the other one. But I don't love it. We may have to go back to the old music, the old music. I'm tired of getting copyright infringements, you know. Welcome, Lisa. You know, this picture's been around for a long time, been debated quite a bit. You got a claw up here or a hand. You got the legs here. Um, I talked about this one in the video, the last video we did. I do not believe that it is a bear standing on its hind legs. That itself, though, does not make it real. I have never thought about that, Tommy. I'll tell you what, I'm down to try it, though. Hey, Lisa, it's never too late, you know. You can hop back and check out the video. I will tell you that the pictures we're going over tonight are from said video. But I'm going to add one on at the end. This is not going to be a late show. So if Kathy wants to join in, she better hurry up. But it's not going to be a late show. But I do want to, there's one picture that I was sent by a viewer that's wild. And I want to go over it tonight. And then that picture will be in the next video, but I didn't want to wait for it to be in that video. I don't want to hold on to it for that long. Although this guy tells me he's been holding on to it for a year, you know, so forgive me. There's a cell phone going off there. That's unprofessional. One of these days, this will be a very mediocre Bigfoot show, I promise you. Dark background music. Let's try this one. So have you guys checked out my Bigfoot story? Not mine. The it's not a podcast. What is it? I guess for lack of a better term you could call it a podcast, but it's not. It's basically just a show that where people come on and tell the story about their Bigfoot encounter. And I will tell you what, it is wild. It's a great show. It's by Vic Cundiff. I'm sure we've all pretty well heard of that guy. But You know what was wild to me, Tommy, when I was up there in PA? And it could have just been the area that I was in. We were at the foot of the Poconos in a town called Blakely, I believe. Not much to see there. There's not, I mean, very small town, but there was some, Airbnb rental. That's where we were. That's where I had my Bigfoot encounter. But what amazed me was the amount of pizza places. Like, literally. I mean, you couldn't go 5 miles without passing another pizza. We had pizza every night we were there from a different pizza joint, and they were all good. Um, but I mean, I was like, wow, what is up with the pizza? And I guess maybe it's a larger tourist area than I realized. Because I mean, you're just in some nowhere town in Pennsylvania, but I mean, there's just pizza joints everywhere. And I don't think the rest of the state was like that. I think it was just like I said. I think it was that area that we were in. Shocking amount of pizza places, and apparently they're all doing well. This is so non Bigfoot related. I'm sorry. I gotta tell you this though. So we went out to a farm, and we got the fresh eggnog and the fresh milk, and it was just best eggnog I've ever had in my life. It was so good. But we bought an apple pie while we were out there, fresh made. They were selling our apple pies, and I told Q, I was like, I have to have vanilla ice cream to go with this. It's just not. I'm not gonna eat it. I gotta have it. So you say Allentown? Yeah, Allentown sucks, bro. Sucks, hardcore. I lived there, but yeah, this we were far from Allentown. But um, so we just pulled off at this, Walgreens, and I was like, I'll just run in and grab some ice cream. No big deal. And then whatever quality it is, it's fine. So I got this stuff. It was called Turkey Hill, and I get it back. We get it back to the house, and when I tell you that this was the best vanilla ice cream I've ever had in my whole life, better than Haagen-Dazs, better than any mom and pop shop vanilla type stuff, better than the stuff that we used to make when I was a kid. It was fantastic. I was shocked at how good this was. I got it for like $3 at a Walgreens, and it was amazing. You know, so in fact, if I'm gonna make a confession, I ate some of it on the way out because we had to leave the Airbnb, and I didn't want to just you know, spoil it all and oh, I gotta throw this away. I totally ate apple pie and ice cream on the way out of Pennsylvania. So because it was that good. So here's the twist, right? So we get home, and yeah, there's nothing to like about Allentown. Yeah, totally. So we get home, and some months later, I'm doing a grocery order on Walmart, the app, because that's who I am. And I see that they have Turkey Hill, and I'm like, oh my God, they have this ice cream. I have to get some more of it. So I order it. It gets here, and at some point that night, I go to have some trash, trash ice cream. I was so disappointed, and then it dawned on me that Billy Rob got bounced. I mean, I didn't bounce you, bro. I've wanted to sometimes, on occasion, but I've never actually done it. So it dawned on me that Turkey Hill, what they do is just sort of a blanket container, and then they take ice cream from whatever local, I don't know, whatever's around them, and then they put it out as their ice cream. So in Florida, where I live, Turkey Hill sucks. In Pennsylvania, it's amazing. So it's a hard thing to wrap your mind around, but I don't know. I just had to share that weird story. lies. Thukuna. Thukuna. Welcome. Billy, Billy Rob, don't you live in like the depths of some woods somewhere where you don't get a great signal? I'm not judging you. I wish I did. He lives in Detroit. That's right. Oh man. I'm sorry. To be fair, I've never actually been to Detroit. I can't imagine that it's nice. Hang on. Sorry. Hold on. Elijah says, I have seen HIV in Sasquatch as far west as Alaska. What does that mean? HIV. I mean, I'm thinking immune system disease, but yeah, sure. So it's better, right? But now all the crime just went to Flint. Like, there's so many cops in Detroit now that all the ne'er-do-wells just went over to Flint. All right, let's leave this picture behind. I mean, I believe that, Billy Rob. I just like, I mean, again, I'm going off what I've heard. I'm not, I don't live in the area. I have no skin in the race here. But I'm just saying, I've heard that when Detroit like beefed up their police presence by like 8 times or whatever they did, then like a lot of people had no choice but to move their criminal operations to Flint, and things got worse. Hearsay on my part, honestly. I'm still hung up on this AIDS Sasquatch thing. I don't know. What happened up there recently, Billy Rob? But didn't some lions get loose from the zoo and they were roaming the streets of Detroit? See people just screaming, running away. Like, imagine they're just running back into their homes trying to escape lions. So, whether you saw the video or not, we posted about this last week. Then we did the video. Plus, it's been all over Kathy's channels. Has anyone not seen this picture yet? This was Green Swamp. Kathy and her crew are out there. Oh, so it wasn't like they escaped from the zoo. That's what I thought. I was like, they must have got loose at the zoo. Could you imagine your success? I mean, I guess if you're a dope dealer, you probably don't make the best decisions in life. But you've made so much money that you've got the cars, you got the guns, you got, whatever, you got the house, whatever. So what's your next logical step? Well, need to get some lions. Like, you just make poor financial decisions. Sure. So Kathy had put out this picture, and Catherine, you found, actually, I think you got here a little bit late. One of the pictures I showed earlier, I think Kathy told me you found it. I think that's the case. But let's look at this. So they're in the green swamp, which is kind of just south of Kathy and I live in a similar area. So that's kind of south of us. I wish she was here to walk us through this. She takes a picture of these folks over on the right there. They're actually, I don't know if they're casting a print or if they're just looking at a print. But then when we get back to the lab, this guy here is seen, I estimated about 14 to 15 feet away from them, off in the bush. So, although there's no part of me that agrees with any animal in captivity, I was listening to an interview with Mike Tyson, and he owned tigers, and he was saying that the difference between lions and tigers, he said lions are a pride. He's like, they're in a pack. He goes, and you can become part of their pack. He goes, but tigers, he said, they only mess with you. He goes, if they've accepted you, then you're it. There is no family, time, nothing. He goes, you're the one, you're it. And if anybody subscribes to our sister channel, Cryptic Input, we did a story there, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And it was about a man who got marked by a tiger. And the idea is that tigers hold extreme grudges. And this man was marked because he offended the tiger. And anyway, I won't ruin the story for you. Just go over to Cryptic Input, subscribe please, thank you, and check out the story called Old Yellow Eyes. And that's what that story is all about, is a man being marked by a tiger. So cool story. Tommy, I know you're all on that channel. You subscribe to that channel. Thank you. I promise that we're going to get a new story on that channel pretty soon. I've been working on a couple different ones. I did that one about how's that guy's name? Oppenheimer. I did that story about the nuclear test site. I did that that was a while ago. It was probably a month ago. So we're going to get back on that and get another cool story going. I got a couple ideas I'm kicking around. Catherine, I'm still waiting to find out if that's real information or not. I mean, there's a lot of people that are saying no, that's not real. That's like they did a thing, but it's not actually dire wolves. And let's just say, for argument's sake, that it is real. Why? Why are we doing this? Jesus, man, like it baffles me. I mean, we got children living on the streets of our own country, but we're investing in millions of dollars to bring back the dire wolf, a creature that died off, you know, centuries ago. Leave it alone. Let it die. Like the woolly mammoths, they're next. They're gonna have woolly mammoth calves by 2028. Why? Really? Why? Because we can? You know, Jeff Goldblum said it in Jurassic Park, which these people have obviously never seen. He's like, you know, you were so occupied with wondering if you could, you never asked the question if you should. And that to me, he said it's like a teenager wielding a sword. It's too much power. And yeah, I just feel like we want to dabble so much in things that we don't understand, and we want to bring these dire wolves back, and then what? They live in captivity for the rest of their lives. We reintroduce them back into the wild. Maybe they kill off, you know, some other species that we currently have. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. So if it's real, and if it's true, yeah, I think they're idiots. Yeah, no, Tommy, you can look up a lot of things on YouTube, bro. I just don't know. There's, if you check it out, go online and check it out. There's a lot of debate back and forth. Snopes hasn't picked it up yet. I don't know what exactly is going on, but they have not said 100% yes, it's a thing. And if it is, shame on them, you know, as far as I'm concerned. That's right. CBS, Washington Post, like everyone did a report on it. And now these scientists are coming out saying, wait a minute, they didn't actually do that. You know, they did this other thing. So I don't know. It's kind of like the woolly mammoths. If they bring them back, they're not actually woolly mammoths. They are woolly mammoth DNA mixed with Asian elephants. So it's still kind of up in the air. Billy Rob, I appreciate that, man. I really do. I love that channel. It's a that is a labor of love right now. I make zero money on that channel. I none whatsoever, but I love it, and I want to keep doing the stories, and I hope it becomes a thing. And damn it, man, Adventure Monty, look who's in the house. It has been a while. He said, Billy Rob says he makes zero money being married, but he's still married. I get it, bro. I get it. You know, there's some things that bring you a different reward, right? I'm sure you guys can hear the train. I live under the damn train tracks. Uh, it's true. There's some things that you do just because you enjoy doing it, and it brings you a different kind of feeling other than money. So, although I wish it brought me some money, like Mr. Ballin, you know, or Mr. Nightmare. These guys. Maybe I should change my name to Mister. That's the problem. The channel's name is it's Cryptic Input. Maybe it should be Mr. Cryptic. Billy Rob, you're wild, bro. I'm not even gonna tell your wife. I'm not getting involved. Who, Mr. Ballin? He's excellent. I absolutely love Mr. Ballin. Uh, he's got multiple channels too. Like he's got Mr. Ballin, and then Mr. Ballin Medical Mysteries, and then he started like the studios and or the Mr. Ballin studio. Now he's got all these different people that are a part of his studio. I would love to be under that umbrella. That would be so cool. But I mean, he's got some. These guys are heavy hitters. He's got some good people under his umbrella of Mr. Ballin Studios. So I don't know. My stories on the other channel. Do you guys agree that they're short? And I mean, maybe they're too short. I try to like just kind of dig the facts out of these stories and just present those rather than, telling a 20-minute story. I'm not sure. Not sure which direction to go with that. So I got an email from this guy. I won't use his name. I think he's on YouTube as Baked Ham. Not sure why that name, but it sounds delicious. And he says, hey man, I've been sitting on this picture for a year. He goes, I took it in Helen, Georgia, which I know where that is. I've been there numerous times. He says, and he goes, I just can't quite figure out. He goes, I think I see something. He goes, but I would like to have your opinion on it. He goes, and you're welcome to share it in whatever capacity you want to share it in, right? Okay. So he sends me this picture here. First thing I notice is there's a den, right? Here's your goddamn mouse would work. Where is it? Here you go. Oh yeah, I'm in, Tommy. Give me something. Whatever, whatever 40 ounce you bring me back, I'll drink it. Preferably malt liquor. You can't get 40s in Florida. Do you know that? You know how freaking lame that is? I mean, doesn't matter. Not really, but still. Back in the day, you could get 40s. No, I got some cans of Bush Light, and I've got little Black Velvet and 7 Up. So I'm good. All right, so this picture. So it's obviously a den, right? You can see like the little opening down here. And then there's a crisscross. There's an X. See the branches there? Big X. Stay away. Don't come over here. Leave our babies alone, right? So the guy says, he goes, I was really intrigued by it. And he goes, and I think, I think he said he was out there with his kid. And so he's like, I want to go check out this den. He goes, I don't see any bears around, everything. I just want to go look at it. He says, he's like, J-Mac, he goes, I got a feeling like I've never experienced in my whole life. He goes, it was fear, it was dread, and it was, do not come over here, right? Double oak. Interesting. Billy Rob, I've only ever found one Scotch that I could tolerate, and I would venture to say that I like, and it's Glenfiddich 12, and it has really high citrus notes. I mean, some of the scotches that I've had, bro, like Dewar's 12, taste like somebody poured whiskey into an ashtray and then just poured it back into a freaking bottle. It's disgusting. I don't like many scotches. Although Chivas Regal, Johnny Walker Red, they're okay. I can do those. But yeah, I wanna expand my bourbon palate. And I don't want to be one of those collector guys though that has like 20, 30 friggin' bottles. I just want to get a new bottle and try it, But anyway, enjoy your drink. So he says, I couldn't go. He goes, but before I left, I took a picture. Okay, so here we are. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Does anybody see it? Because you can see what I'm seeing from this picture right here. No, Tommy, I try to stay away from Steve's videos as much as possible, but if you say it's worth it, I'll go check it out. I promise. But no, I did not. Is your mother-in-law's name Jim? All right, Tommy, I will. God, you know, I'm not gonna watch the whole video though. I'm just gonna go and dissect it. So, right. So everyone sees it, right? We're gonna get in close on it though. Look at this dude staring back at this guy. We got clear pupils, got a nose structure. Even this right here is foliage. So we have a perfect cone-shaped head without that foliage. He's hiding this here, branch, branch. He's hiding behind these branches. This is a cool picture. 3210, I'm gonna take you up on that, bro. I love this picture. And this guy's telling me that he sat on this picture for a year because he just didn't know how it was going to be received, didn't know if he was going to get ridiculed, you know. And it drove me down this road of thought. I was like, how many people are sitting on these incredible pictures because they're just afraid that they're going to get ridiculed or they're going to be looked down upon, or someone's going to be like, no, that's just some trees and a pile of sticks, because they can't see anything. And it really upsets me. I'm like, I wish that everyone... Here's the deal. I've had people send me pictures which are very obviously nothing. Now, that does not mean that that person did not go through something or see something in the moment and they tried to take a picture of it. I've tried to take a picture of turtles that were gone by the time I got my picture ready, my camera ready. So, imagine this elusive creature that doesn't want to be seen. You're trying to take a picture of it, and it's gone by the time you get your camera ready. So what I'm saying is, your picture might suck, but that doesn't mean that you didn't go through something, that you didn't see something. It just means you didn't get a picture of it. And I've had people send me those pictures. And what I don't do is I don't ridicule those people and be like this, and I don't put it on the channel and be like this picture sucks. No, I, I may not show it. I may not, you know, move forward with it because I'm trying to be kind. I'm trying to like, I don't want to, I don't want to say anything rude to this person. Because again, they experienced something. I experienced something, but I don't have a good audio recording of it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. It happened. But I think we've lost that, though. We've lost the kindness that should go along with this subject. And we have certain people like Dixie Crossroads who take pictures that people put out there in the world and they mock them. And they'll play some stupid music, and it's disgusting. And I hate that guy. I think his name is Cameron. So, yeah. I don't care who knows that. I really don't like that guy. So, send your pictures to bigfootinput@gmail.com. I love looking at them. And if we feel the need to share them, we will. And to Mr. Baked Ham, I believe that you have a very impressive and noteworthy picture. And we will be showcasing this in the next video, but we just did a video. I don't know when the next one's going to be. So I didn't want to wait. I wanted to show this on the live tonight. Don't mention his name. Catherine, I feel like you were the source of some of the ridicule. If I'm correct about that, I believe, because I stood up and I said something. I believe it was one of your photos that was part of the ridicule. And, it was a very good photo, and he's very close-minded. Very close-minded. And he's, I would venture to say that he's kind of a bigot. He's a very self-centered SOB, and I don't like him. And a lot of people have told me, they're like, like, I don't understand. Cameron used to be this and used to be that. And I'm like, yeah, well, now he's putting out these shorts, and he's appealing to the mean, ugly side of the Bigfoot research world. And he kind of has, like, sold his soul. So as far as I'm concerned, like, he's done to me. I don't deal with this guy at all. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I want you to know that I stood up in your defense, and I told this man exactly what I thought of him and what he was doing. And he's still doing it. He doesn't do it often, but he's very proud of it. That's the thing. He's very proud of he's a child. My video, my short, upsets him. Yeah, it upsets some people because you're an asshole. And no one appreciates what you're doing. I shouldn't say that. Some people do, but I don't think those people matter. If that makes sense? I'm like, those are the kind of people you just don't want them around you. Yes, sir. Hang on a second. Schmohawk Jabroni. Yes, I won't mention your real name, but this is your picture. We are actually talking about it right now. Thank you for joining us. Let me back up and go. Sorry, your name has got me laughing. Let me go back. There you go. There's the original picture that you shared with me. And I am sharing it. Yeah, no, exactly, Tommy. You got to keep it real small, bro. So everybody, Schmohawk Jabroni is the photographer of this picture. Okay. So again, what I was telling everybody, Jabroni, before you got here is I think you've been sitting on this picture for like a year, and you were concerned about turning it over to anyone, as you know, which may end up in ridicule or anything of that nature. But we were actually looking at the picture, and we've actually been talking about it for the last 10 minutes or so. I do love It's Always Sunny. I really do. Um, so what we were talking about is when you originally saw this picture, or you saw this den. Obviously, the den is right here, and then you have this X across the den, right? And this is the creature telling you, "Hey, you're not welcome here." Um, they most likely store their juveniles here, their babies. They'll store them here and they'll go off hunting and stuff like that. So they put this X up across it as a warning. And then, as you say, you felt something that you've never felt before. You felt a feeling of dread. You felt, fear, basically a warning of get out of there. So that can be because of baser instincts, or does the creature communicate telepathically, or is it infrasound? And like creatures like tigers use infrasound, and that's why that growl, like, it scares us so badly, because that comes from a very primitive place where we were hunted by big cats. So when you hear a tiger and that low, like, roar, it scares you to a level that you don't quite understand why. And that's why it comes from a very primitive version of man. See, it looks like an A to you. I mean, I guess it could be considered an A. I get where you're coming from, Catherine. I just figured it was an X, as in the X. And I see the little A right there too, the little grass or the branch right there. Typically, X's are used in this creature's nature to avoid, like, to kind of push people away and things like that. But I get what you're saying. It does kind of look like an A. So we don't know what way this creature communicated to you, but it was definitely one. It was one of those ways. And then, as I was pointing out, I said, well, this to me, there's a lot of things going on in this photo, but this to me is a slam dunk, because you can see the creature's pupils. Sorry, as it gets too zoomed in, it gets a little crazy. Like right there, and there, you can see the eyeballs. You can see the cranial ridge right here. You can see the nose. He's got branches across the bottom half of his face. And there's a branch right here too. This, like, beige tan thing right here. This is a tree branch. So he has this almost perfect conical shaped head. Right there. But this tree branch is interfering. But you, sir, Mr. Jabroni, have a picture of a Sasquatch. And a good one, too. I mean, you got to figure, like you said, you're in Helen, Georgia. that area is kind of a hot spot. In fact, the next time you're in Helen area, if you jump over to Cherry Log, there is a Sasquatch museum. It's called Bigfoot Expedition. It's a little touristy, but if I'm honest, it's a good time for like 13 bucks. It's definitely worth going in and seeing the things that, and it's not things they've collected, believe me. It's kind of a lot of it's fake, contrived type stuff, but it's a good time for a Bigfoot enthusiast. Go in and get the bumper sticker, and pay 13 bucks and have a good time. It's worth it. So I've been to Helen numerous times, but I've only been downtown to, like, the Bavarian side of Helen. I've never actually been out and about in Helen, and I would like to do that next time I get there. But um, yeah, I think, like, Cherry Log is right over there next to Blue Ridge, so it's a little bit northwest of Helen, but it's a good place to go. So yeah, Mr. Jabroni, this is our live show. I know I don't think you've ever been here. Thank you for joining us. We will be using this picture in our next video. However, we just did a video like last week. So your picture will be put into the next video, which could be, 2-3 weeks from now. But it will be episode 57, I believe. 56, 57, I think. Yeah, it'll be in that episode. So, hey man, honestly, the honor is all ours. Thank you for submitting your picture. Thank you for trusting us and submitting your picture to us to look at and dissect and share with our members. Our members are very full of love and nice people. We insist on that. I don't tolerate any assholes in our midst. So yeah, thank you for providing this for us to see. And I hope, beyond hope, and I will emphasize this in the next video, that if people have pictures that they are afraid of submitting because of, possible ridicule or whatever the reason may be, that there are safe places that these pictures can go. And this channel, I hope, is one of those places. Also, like, hey, Bigfoot Believers and Other Creatures, Daryl Denton, Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman. These are good people that you can actually submit your stuff to and do it while feeling safe. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do. We try. We have our moments around here. We have our drama, but ultimately, I try to just be a positive influence within the Bigfoot community. In fact, I was talking to my Q about this the other day. My fiance, and she was like, what would you do? Like, what would you do if this channel just blew up sky high? Like, if it became like a how to hunt size channel. And I said, honestly, I think I would let it ride, but I would make a second channel where only the original members knew who I was and could come and join, and we could still do the same things that we do, because that's really the fun of this channel, is that these people have gathered together. Your Kathy Westerman, your Tommy Boy, your Wiley, Mr. Midwest, your people like this, Adventure Monty, people that come and we have a blast. Billy Rob, we have a blast, and I wouldn't want to lose that if this channel ever blew up and went crazy, so That's what I thought you said. Yeah, I thought I remember you said you had your kid with you. You had your two nephews. That's right, and they were full of Bigfoot questions. That's very cool. Um, awesome to have your younger generation involved in this kind of thing. You know. Well, if you guys are in it for a while, I'm gonna circle back. I promised that I was gonna show this picture last, and I did. But I want to circle back to some of the other pictures that we showcased tonight. I don't quite want to shut it down just yet. I do want to keep it early, but this one is, if you guys haven't seen Sasquatch Reanimated on IG, I don't think he has a different venue. I think that IG is it for him. And he's got this creature here, which seems to be looking at this juvenile creature here, right? These two here. So he's got a lot of interesting stuff on his channel. I would recommend, if you are on IG, hop over there at Sasquatch_reanimated. Definitely check that out. So I'll tell you what, guys, it's 8:30. I want to take a small pause for the cause, and let's close this down like no later than 9:30. How about that? Another hour at most. All right. But I do want to take a pause. I say I want to, like I have a choice. I'm in my 40s, bro. Like, yeah, you gotta take those breaks when your body says take those breaks. So I'm gonna take that break, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. And I'll give you a subject to talk about while I'm gone. Sasquatch is neither sass nor squash. I'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. Hey, Kathy's here. Welcome, Kathy. You are late and somehow totally on time. So, yes. Yes, you did miss some good stuff, but we're going to go back over it. So, no worries. We went over, actually, three of them were yours. So, we're going to go back over it. Oh, you got the gambler event. Did you break out? You break out the Mustang? Nice. Alright, we're just pouring our second round here, and we're going to jump back into these pictures. Alright, Jabroni, if you're still around, the channels that you're seeing in front of you, Tommy Boy Productions, Bigfoot World, Cryptids, the Paranormal of Central Florida, I suggest that you reach out and subscribe to these channels. Especially Bigfoot World on Facebook. If not, I mean, you're missing a lot of great content, a lot of great people coming together, creating something large. So please reach out to these folks and subscribe. Join on some level. All right, Kathy, we're gonna stall the whole show and wait on you. No, I'm kidding. We've already went through this a couple times. I think we're going back through our second round right now, so we're good. Look at Kathy. Catherine is here. Catherine Norris is here from New Zealand, which is a rare treat. She had to stop her sheep herding to come. I'm kidding, Catherine. I'm just kidding. I don't know what you do in New Zealand, but I know that there's a lot of sheep there. In fact, I think there's more sheep in New Zealand than there are people. So, just joking with you. Truth is, I can't wait to visit New Zealand one of these days. And yeah, I hear it's beautiful there. I can't wait. Let's make it a little closer. Here we go. Oh, you got a lot of dairy cows now, huh? Let's see. My Q was born in not Rotorua. What's that? Christchurch, the other big one, and that would have been, in the 80s. I won't say how old she is, but it was definitely in the 80s. Is it really after? It's after Hawaii, huh, Tommy? I'm the weird one. I don't. Hawaii is not on my bucket list of travel. It's so far away, and I'm like, if I'm gonna go that far, I want to go to Tahiti. You know, um, my company gave away trips to Maui this year. And I didn't get to go. Don't don't get me wrong. I'm not going. But I was just like, man, that is a hell of a flight to go to Hawaii. No, well, that explains it. Oh, Catherine, that's where you are. So you're in Christchurch, huh? Yeah, she was born there somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but it was. Then she spent her life in the Bahamas, so she considers herself a Bahamian, not really anything else. Hawaii's where. I mean, if I had to pick right now, if we're hopping on a plane right now, that's tough. That's tough. I want to go to York in England because they have a place called the Shambles, which is like the oldest place. You know, it's like kind of walking into a Harry Potter movie. It's very old English. You know, I want to go there. I want to go to Ireland, Bahamas, New Zealand. So yeah, maybe Japan somewhere in there. But anyway, I don't know. If I had to choose right now, maybe maybe Bora Bora. Yeah, sure, Fiji. I mean, I'll be honest, man. If clear waters are what you're looking for, I mean, I think the Bahamas is the one of the most like the Maldives, yeah, but you got to be careful going to the Maldives. like, it's all like beautiful and touristy, but there's also a whole other side of the Maldives. But like the Bahamas, you know, if you get away from Nassau and you get into the smaller islands and stuff like that, it's really I hear it's a vibe. So I hope to go next year. I want to go to Thailand, to be honest with you. Like I've heard such great things about Thailand, and I'm really cheap. So I hear that it's easy to travel there, like for like on a budget, and that to me that appeals to me. You know, so yeah, exactly. You know, yeah, somebody buys you a drink at the bar, next thing you know, you're waking up without a kidney. Also, I'd have to do some research on this to see if it's still current, but I hear that at some point being an atheist was punishable by death in the Maldives. So, so there's that. Yeah, someone was saying they're like, you know, if you can make if you can make $100,000 a year, you know, remotely, like your own thing, and move to Thailand, but still make that $100,000 a year, you're instantly a millionaire because of the amount, you know, how far that goes. The American dollar versus the baht is just stupid. So, dude was saying he's like, I got an Uber for 85 cents. I was like, man, that's it right there. So I'm gonna need you guys to push this channel a little harder. Need you to get out there and tell your friends or your acquaintances. That way, this channel kind of gets larger. I want to make $100,000 a year, and I'm going to move to Thailand, and then I'm going to do this full time. And I'll tell you what, I really want to get my own studio. Like today, when I started this video, we started it at 7 p.m. today, so it was a little early maybe, but it was light as day in this room, and I was not feeling it. I feel these videos, this live shows a lot more when it's dark, you know, and there's like ambient lighting and music and stuff like that. It was daylight in here. I hated it. I was like, this sucks. And it did kind of, it got off to a slow start. It was a kind of a shitty start, but you know, 7 p. I don't like these time changes. 7 p.m. and it's daylight outside. Unreasonable. All right, Kathy's back. We're gonna go through these photos one more again, okay? And then we're gonna call it a night. I like how Monty popped in and said something about the dire wolves and then just ghosted the rest of the night. He's like, all right, I'm out. Like, what are you doing, bro? All right. So Sasquatch reanimated on IG. Like I said, I don't think he has any other platforms, so I would go and check him out on IG. If you don't have one, go make one and subscribe to Bigfoot Input and this guy. So this picture looks a lot more impressive off of my phone, but you got a creature here with the eye, nose, mouth, and we are fairly certain he's got a forehead there with the hair. We're fairly certain that he's looking at a baby right here, or a juvenile anyway. It looks pretty young. So right here, you got the eyeball, fat cheeks, hairline right there. You know, yeah, anyway, don't get me started. This is a real picture, okay? So I would love for you guys to be able to see it in real time like I'm seeing it because it looks a lot better. But creature here, creature there, kind of a no-brainer. You have IG. It is Sasquatch underscore reanimated. I would definitely go check him out. I got one more of his. Here you go. This one is a little more cryptid. I don't quite understand what's going on in this photo. But what we can see is eyeball, nose, maybe pink lips down here. Not entirely sure what we're seeing, but the body itself, aside from the head. Now, these are pictures from our last video. What's IG? Instagram. Sorry, Catherine. I'm sure that's got to be a thing worldwide right now, right? Instagram. Anyway, so yeah. So this picture, it intrigues me. I don't know exactly what's going on here because the body doesn't quite match the head, but it's still fascinating. Let's move on. Here we go. Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman. So, as we were talking about earlier, this picture, you can see what I would consider to be pupils. I don't want to zoom in so much that it becomes like crazy pixelated, but look right here. There and there. Now, this is on thermal, of course. But those are pupils. Nose structure here, mouth structure here, and a nice cone-shaped head right there. Tell me you don't see it. Go ahead. I don't believe you. Yeah, this one is from a few weeks ago, so it's not a. I mean, it's new to us right here, right now, but it's not a new picture. So this is the one I believe. Kathy can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that this one was spotted by Catherine Norris, which is very funny. We have both of these ladies in the chat tonight. Got a Kathy and a Catherine. I think Kathy told me, yeah, Catherine spotted this one. And very cool picture. Don't quite understand it, but what I can see is eyeball, nose, mouth, head here. Kathy says yes, that is correct. This picture was spotted by Catherine Norris in one of Kathy's videos. Sure. Your group members are, they're out there looking, they're watching your videos, they're watching your pictures, they're pointing things out. It is a group, it's a group thing, and we learned that from, the original picture. I don't want to spend too much time on this picture. I mean, it was submitted as a real shot. However, a very quick look shows that this is a plywood cutout. Both of them are plywood cutouts. It's like somebody got like a stencil and just sort of started cutting these things out. And yeah, there's not much else to see there, honestly. I said he kind of looks like that guy from Slipknot. He's got a very sharp beard. And they both go to the same barber. They both have that same beard. So, did anybody, if you watched the last video, did anybody agree with me that this creature is wearing pants? I'm going to put the mouse in that area. Knee break, wrinkle, knee break, wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. There's like this right here. Does that look like pants to anyone else? Even if it weren't pants, let's take that out of the equation. It still looks fake, right? I can't tell if it's AI or if it's a guy in a suit. But I mean, there's no like facial skin, up here. There's nothing. it looks like a fake Sasquatch. If you've seen all these pictures because you watched the last video, I promise you that when we get to the end of this, there will be a picture that you haven't seen. And it is impressive. Whoa. What in the world is going on? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. Let's see. Stop doing that. Do that. No. Interesting. I have no idea why that's doing that. Yeah, how bizarre. Let's try this. Oh, there we go. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So, this guy here, right? Did anyone confirm, is this the Legend of Boggy Creek or something else? I don't know. Whatever it is, I feel like it's not real. That face is just too much. It looks like a guy. There's no anatomy, you know? Okay. This picture. So again, I don't quite understand why we'll call him the Bigfoot creature. I don't quite understand why his legs are so short compared to, you know, his groin break there. I don't quite understand that. Again, his facial expression looks a lot better in person. I mean, that's not bad. But then if you look at the deer, this guy here, right? What the hell is he doing? I don't quite understand if this is just the second before he takes off running. Because he's got like a Bigfoot creature on one side of him He's got us on the other side taking a picture, and he's totally calm. So in the video, I suggest that this could be one of those target practice deers. You know, where they shoot arrows into it? I don't know what they call those. Right. Exactly. Like they sag their pants. So Kathy says this is a real deer. But haven't you seen those like dummies where they set them up to shoot arrows? Why is this deer so calm? Why is he standing in one? I mean, again, I admit that it could be the second before he just takes off. But it looks weird to me. He's just standing there, you know? Okay, we're saying it's in motion. Gotcha. So this leg here, like he's getting ready to take off. So, what a perfect moment of a shot. We were able to take this shot the moment that a Sasquatch was looking at a deer before it ran away. It just seems to me to be like really rare. Like if that's the case, it's terribly rare, a terribly rare shot. Okay, let me ask a second question then. Does anyone believe that this creature right here and you as a photographer here could sneak up on either of these creatures? Nay, both of these creatures, and get a shot off. So you can walk up over this hill, over this ridge, and you catch this creature stalking this creature, and you get a photo of it. One photo. So if you're correct, and the answer is no, Les, welcome, sir. If you're right and the answer is no, then it's not a real photo. The photo itself, I mean, this is the only version of it I have to answer your question. So, I will say this though. In the photo itself, hang on, I gotta put the thing down. So, in the photo itself, the head of the creature looks far more impressive than the legs of the creature. Yeah, yeah, there's totally a face. That's why I say the head of this creature is far more impressive than the legs of this creature. Look at the legs. Like Tommy said, it looks like one of those rap guys with their pants around their ankles, you know? Look at that. Like, does he have to pee? What's going on with this guy? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would imagine you could develop a relationship, but it's like I don't know. Just the nature of the shot to me seems weird. Well, Kathy, a lot of that is my phone taking footage of this picture, if I'm honest with you. You know, it's like if you see this picture in person, it's going to look different to you. So like I said, I mean the face is undeniable. I mean, look at the nostrils on this guy. One, two, eye, you know, whatever. But then when you zoom out, then it's like like I said, he looks like he's doing the pee pee dance. You know, he's like, and I just don't quite get what's going on here. What does that look like? Is that refreshing? So, Catherine, let me ask you this: Do you ever? How do I ask this? Do you ever experience fairy braids with your horses? Meaning, do your horses ever have unexplained braids in their manes? Yes, they do. Okay. So there is a phenomenon called fairy braids, and these horses that are in stalls will come up with braids. And I have long surmised that these braids are being made by Sasquatch, by Bigfoot. They have a friendship with the horses. They come in at night, they make the braids, etc. Although it's a very debated subject. And I think it's easily explained by uh, Sasquatch presence. So whenever we get this podcast up and running, this is definitely going to be one of the subjects that we talk about. And I want to talk a little further, but again, when we do the podcast, it's going to be on Patreon only because powers that be on YouTube won't let you talk about certain things, and we want to get into the bottom of this subject, and unfortunately that includes how can I say it, fornication between species, if that makes sense. So again, I can't get too deep into it on this channel, but we want to do a podcast where we can kind of talk more freely about the subject. So yeah, it could be Todd Standing, or it could be shit. What's the other one, Tommy? Mark. Mark. Someone else has a suit out in the Midwest. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but yeah, there's two guys. Well, like I said, Todd Standing, that's, you can argue that all day, but the other one, the guy has a suit. He's in like Idaho, and he has a suit. Yeah, that's the guy. Mark. That's gonna bother me now. I'm gonna keep saying Mark. Mark. He's kind of like the dog training guy. What the hell is his name? No. Mark Parker. Mark Anders. Thank you. That's his fucking name. Mark Anders. That guy has a very big hulking looking suit of a Bigfoot, and he made it, purposely. Yeah, Mark Anders. How would you go about making the suit? Well, I mean, you have to start with making a silicone rubber muscle suit, and then you have to add a fur suit, a fur skin on top of that suit, with a very realistic looking fur. Yeah, and the thing is, like, the very first thing that strikes me about some of his videos is how incredibly short they are. And purposely. It's like, if this creature was walking with its back to you, why would you ever stop shooting? But it's a 3-second video, right? Mr. Duffy, welcome. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so when I look at this suit, like, here's the thing. First of all, I shouldn't say when I look at this suit, but I look at this picture. It's not a black bear standing on its hind legs, but that doesn't make it real. That doesn't mean it's a Bigfoot, right? Yeah, sorry. It just doesn't sit right to me. I get it. It stands the stance is kind of like a human. So I don't love this picture. I mean, I think it's probably fake. Mr. Duffy, to answer your question, I mean, I try to stay a little more on the logical side of Bigfoot, but when you see enough stuff, you kind of start changing your belief as far as like, oh, this could be, something else. I hate bringing in the like the third dimension, paranormal side of Bigfoot, but sometimes like when you get these reports of like footsteps ending in the snow, they just end, they stop. That's kind of hard to deal with, So I like I said, I try to stay on the logical side, but it's tough sometimes. Catherine, I don't know where it's from. It does seem to insinuate that it's from a trail cam, so not sure. Honestly, Todd, yeah, he's coming out with a new documentary this year. And honestly, I will watch it. I mean, I will. Because I want to see what there is to see. It's like welcome to the show. So I don't necessarily believe that what he's bringing to the table is real, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to see it. Nah, you're good. Like Jabroni, bring it whatever subjects you want. You know what I'm saying? So we're here to talk about it. Yeah, Todd had an experience, but then he decided to fake all of his stuff, and now he's unfortunately just a joke. So here's another one from Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman. I think she was the photographer, if I'm not wrong. Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong. Kathy, okay, it was a video. This is a still shot of a video from the Green Swamp. Yeah, Kathy has the shots. Honestly, if you guys have not gone on to Facebook and signed up to Bigfoot World, you're missing out. They have a YouTube channel as well. Go subscribe. It's free and it's mind blowing stuff. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Duffy. I did originally pay for Todd's documentaries just to see, unfortunately, that they were fake. But you'll find better stuff on, Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman's sites. You'll find like higher quality Bigfoot content as far as pictures and videos and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely hop on Facebook and subscribe. It's free. YouTube, it's free. Just go subscribe, and you'll find some really interesting content. I wouldn't give $5 to go out into the woods with Todd. You might not come back unmolested, you know? So Jabroni is talking about a channel called, I think his name is Philip, something about Philip World or whatever. And he wanted to go out and see a Bigfoot. And when they got into Todd's truck, they found a pair of hairy gloves, which looked a lot like the gloves in the original video of the Bigfoot stealing the apples. And when asked about those gloves, Todd had some bullshit excuse of, oh yeah, my brother-in-law is always screwing around. So there's that. Now, Bigfoot World, Kathy, isn't it true that that cast is in the West Virginia Bigfoot Museum? Is it at the Skunk Ape headquarters in Naples? No kidding. Is that the one in St. Augustine, Kathy? Wow, that's awesome. I'll be right back. Kathy, that is honestly very cool. I I've been there before, but if your handprint is there, I would love to go again and check that out. That's very cool. All right, so this is going to be the final picture of the night. thank you for everybody that subscribed and joined our channel tonight and, you know, subscribed their pictures. They gave us their pictures to show. This picture, again, is, I won't say the man's name, but took this picture in Helen, Georgia. And he's with us tonight. His name is Jabroni. Schmohawk Jabroni. So he'd been holding on to this picture for like a year, afraid to submit it because of possible ridicule or, you know, whatever. But you see this den here on the bottom, right? And it has an X across the front of it. This is most likely where a Sasquatch is storing its young as it goes out to hunt. Right? Get this big X in the front of it there. Do not enter. So as he goes past it, he wants to go check it out. But he says, no, I can't, because he gets this really weird feeling, a feeling he's never had before. So like, don't go over there, right? So he abides by that feeling of do not go over there. And he keeps going. But he takes this picture as he leaves. So if we look a little closer, we're going to see my mouse straight here. We're going to see an eyeball here, here, with pupil, nose structure here, and this is foliage. It's a piece of wood, so there's almost a perfect cone-shaped head here. No neck, of course. So I'm very grateful for this person. You know, sending their picture in. We will be using this picture in the next video, but I didn't want to wait. I wanted to show it here on the live. what's interesting about this picture is that, you know, even if you try to chalk it off as pareidolia, the den itself is there. So you have a den with like an X across it, plus you have this picture of this creature who's trying to hide. So I think that this, honestly, I think it rules out pareidolia, because again, that is a big subject for me. I think that this is a real picture. And again, thank you, Kathy Westerman, Bigfoot World, for this picture. I think it's crazy. This creature is like looking at the people on the trail, maybe 15 feet away. Sure. A little creepy. I get that. All right, folks, we're about 2.5 hours in, and I'm going to call it a night. So, if you watched the last video, um, we're going to shorten these lives down to once a month instead of every 2 weeks. So, consider this to be April. We'll do one in May and then one in June, etc. In the meantime, please feel free to hop on the channel and subscribe, and check out our other videos. Plus, we have a sister channel called Cryptic Input. If you're into stories of the dark crime and true crime, paranormal, that sort of thing, we have those videos over there too. So either way, I'll see you guys one way or the other. If you need to send me anything, it's at Bigfoot Input at gmail.com. All right. Anything else? Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thanks for subscribing. And I guess turn on notifications. I don't really know how that works, but I guess it tells you if we upload anything new. Don't want you to miss out. Alright. Thanks, everybody. Good night.